These are the last American cast iron brands still pouring real iron on American soil, and the story of how we went from every household owning a Griswold or Wagner skillet to an industry where almost everything comes from overseas. Lodge, America's oldest cast iron company, founded by Joseph Lodge in 1896, made a series of decisions that changed the game. Some call it selling out. Others call it survival. Either way, it opened the door for a handful of makers who decided to do things differently. Here's what happened. In the late 1800s and early 1900s, American cast iron ruled the kitchen. Matthew Griswold's company out of Erie, Pennsylvania, Wagner Ware from Sydney, Ohio, Atlanta Stove Works, Wapak Hollow Ware. Dozens of foundries cranked out smooth, lightweight, beautifully crafted skillets and Dutch ovens that families kept for generations. Then everything fell apart. One by one, these companies folded, merged, or got swallowed by corporations who couldn't care less about cookware. Wagner's family sold in 1952. Griswold followed in 1957. By 1999, the Sydney, Ohio plant where Wagner had poured iron for over a century went dark. In 2023, that foundry was demolished entirely, an entire era reduced to rubble. One company survived, Lodge Manufacturing in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee, a town of 3,000 people alongside the Cumberland Plateau. Family-owned, family-operated, still pouring iron in the same small town. But here's where things get complicated. In the 1950s, Lodge modernized. They shifted from hand-poured casting to automated molding. The skillets got heavier. The surfaces got rougher. That glassy, smooth finish your grandmother's Griswold had. Gone. Lodge started selling pans as cast, skipping the machining step to keep costs down. Then in 2002, Lodge became the first company to pre-season pans at the factory. A solid pan. $20. Lasts your whole life. But collectors and serious cooks noticed the difference immediately. Then came the imports. Lodge's entire enameled cast iron line is produced in China. Their traditional skillets still get poured in Tennessee, but flip over certain accessories and you'll find they're made overseas. Lodge has invested over $56 million into their South Pittsburgh operations, creating hundreds of jobs. In 2019, they made their first acquisition in 123 years of history, buying Finex, Portland's premium smooth surface brand, and moved production to Tennessee. For purists who want everything American-made and finished to vintage standards, Lodge left a gap. 5 brands rushed to fill it. Field Company started in 2016 by two brothers, Stephen and Chris Muscarella, named after their maternal grandmother. Obsessed with vintage cast iron, they approached modern foundries and were told flat out that nobody could pour iron that thin anymore. They tracked down a European materials science professor who had written an obscure white paper on thin-walled iron castings. They cold emailed him. He agreed to Skype. With his help, they performed microscopic imaging, comparing the graphite structure of vintage pans to modern ones, and cracked the formula. Their Kickstarter raised $1.6 million. Their 10.25-inch skillet weighs 4.3 pounds, machined smooth, and costs $165. In 2025, Food and Wine named it one of the best cast iron skillets you can buy. It is manufactured across Indiana, Illinois, and Wisconsin. Every skillet is poured and finished on American soil. Founded in 2015 in Charleston, South Carolina, by Isaac Morton, a collector of antique cast iron who got tired of hunting for vintage pieces and decided to start making them himself. When he tried to trademark Smithy, it got rejected for being too close to the common name Smith. He added an E before the Y, and Smithy was born. Their 10-inch skillet runs about $180, hand-polished to a smooth cooking surface. The company has invested over $5 million in expansions, employs around 50 people, and in 2025 is celebrating its 10th anniversary. They recently relocated to larger facilities in Charleston County that will double, possibly triple, their manufacturing capacity. Butter Pat Industries. Dennis Powell, a South Carolina native living in Maryland, was cooking breakfast at his family place beside the Choptank River when the cast iron pan he'd inherited from his grandmother tumbled down a flight of stairs and cracked. That grandmother had been a butcher who owned a meat market in Charleston in the 1920s and 30s. The pan was irreplaceable, so Powell set out to make a worthy replacement. What he discovered changed everything. The mythology around vintage cast iron, that the iron was better back then, that they ground the surfaces by hand. Powell says all of it is patently untrue. The real answer: in the mid-30s through the 50s, everything in America got mechanized, and quality suffered. Butter Pat doesn't machine their pans smooth after casting like everyone else. They cast them smooth from the start. Every pan takes 21 days to make. They partner with a foundry in Lebanon County, Pennsylvania, the historic capital of the American iron business. A 100-year warranty came standard. Then in early 2024, Yeti acquired Butter Pat for part of a $48.5 million deal. The 10-inch skillet now runs $400 under the Yeti brand. Whether a publicly traded company can maintain that level of craft at scale is the question everyone's watching. Finex, founded in 2012 in Portland, Oregon, by tech entrepreneur Ron Cormier and cast iron enthusiast Mike Whitehead. Their octagonal design with stainless steel coiled handles is instantly recognizable. Then Lodge acquired them in 2019, moved production to South Pittsburgh, and kept the brand name alive in Portland for sales and marketing only. Cormier said it himself: "We wouldn't be here without Lodge's great heritage." The name is the same. Ask yourself who's pouring the iron now. Lancaster Cast Iron, founded in 2018 in Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, by Mark Longenecker and Brandon Moore, the newest of the group, pouring real iron in a region with deep foundry roots. Traditional sand mold casting, every skillet made and finished in Pennsylvania. Here's what ties all five together. Every single one exists because the big names either disappeared or compromised. Griswold is gone. Wagner is gone. Lodge adapted to survive, and in doing so, left room at the top for companies willing to do what the old foundries did: pour lighter, smoother, better iron and charge what it actually costs to make. A Lodge skillet runs $20. A field costs $165. A Butter Pat, $400. The question isn't which one is right. The question is what you value: mass production and accessibility, or craft and legacy with the thermal mass and graphite structure of vintage American iron. Because somewhere in a foundry in Pennsylvania right now, iron is being heated to 2,500 degrees and poured into sand molds, the same way it was done 150 years ago. That's not nostalgia, that's a choice. And as long as people keep making that choice, real American cast iron isn't going anywhere.